G'day. This week's been a bit of a challenge. My wireless microphones have decided to pack it in and now I'm in the little handheld. Hopefully this will get the job done. This week's video is all about doing a road trip from Melbourne to Port Campbell. Port Campbell, famous for its 12 Apostles and Loch Ard Gorge. But I also point out there's up to 7 different little tourist spots you can see. Each one of them is absolutely magic, and so I'd recommend that you try and get to all those 7. They're fairly close to each other, otherwise you might kick yourself because you missed out on some of the best spots. Now you can either get to Port Campbell by going from Melbourne via Colac, and while you're in Colac you can pick up all your goodies because there's a couple of really big stores there. Or you can do the really nice tourist run, and that is from Melbourne through to Geelong and then along the Great Ocean Road. That is absolutely spectacular, but it does take a little bit longer. If you're going to do that, you might decide to break the journey and stay overnight in Lorne, Polar Bay or Skeens Creek. Either which way, once you're up to Port Campbell, there is lots to see. Lots of little towns spotted quite near it, and they deserve a mention. Timboon, really friendly town. If you want to meet country people in the Western District, Timboon's probably the place. Camperdown, another great place, and Cobden, where I'm staying at the moment, too, is absolutely fine. So kick up your heels and head off to Port Campbell. Have a great time. Let's go. Well, it was a couple of years ago I was here, and I remember it quite well, and it's just, when you pass it's just too good not to film. So this is the beginning of the Ocean Road, and my preferred way of doing it is coming from Geelong or Melbourne, going up towards Port Campbell. The reason that's a great idea is that you can pull in. There's lots and lots of places where you can pull in and get your photo, whereas if you're going the other way, on this side there's hardly any at all pull-in places. So yeah, the Great Ocean Road. What a stunning strip this is. I've just left the car park, the Gibson Steps car park, and I'm walking along what they call the Great Ocean Walk. I don't know where it takes you to, but I'll know shortly. This Great Ocean Walk from Gibson Steps, because it's very hard to get a car park, means you can walk up here underneath the highway, and I'm pretty sure it drops you up at where the helicopters and everything leave off. As you can see, I'm at the 12 Apostles, and I've been here before. A really outstanding place to come and check out. Sunset's the best time, and there's a couple of places now. They've got a whole new section where they've built. Cost them a fortune, no doubt, and that's pretty good to. In fact, that's where I'm filming from right now. It gives you a really great view, and gives you the room when you're not bumping into everybody else. Otherwise, you can go down the track there, and down on the corner, and there is a whole area that everybody seems to get into. Every time I come here I'm always amazed. This is the actual cliff, more or less the cliff where the Loch Ard faltered. So they were in trouble, they had the sails up, they knew they were probably going to crash, so they pulled the sails down and dropped anchor. Unfortunately the anchor dragged on the bottom of the floor, and they thought, oh, we're not going to make it, so they pulled up the anchor, put up the sails. At that stage it was too late, and they clipped a reef down just near the rocks there, and from then on in the water flowed in, and basically that was it. But fantastic being here. It's definitely one of the best places to come in Australia, I reckon, to check out a little bit of history and feel the roar of that and the thunder of those waves. It's just fantastic. I'll get out the road. Back in the day, you used to be able to walk down those stairs over there, which are closed at the moment, right onto the beach. On the 2nd of March 1878, the clipper Loch Ard left England for Melbourne under the command of Captain George Gibb. The ship had 36 crew, 18 passengers. And on the night of the 31st of May, the passengers and crew held a party on board to celebrate the end of the 3-month journey. The passengers were making themselves busy for their preparations. Land was near, but a thick mist, a real fog, come across, and Cape Otway Light from the lighthouse couldn't be seen. Captain Gibb stayed on board throughout the night. At 4 a.m, the mist lifted. The lookout cried, "Breakers ahead!" And at that stage, it was all pretty much too late. As you can see over my shoulder, it gives you some idea of just how ferocious that water can be. And if you're in there, there is just no way out. You might be lucky enough to get through all of this, which is now known as Loch Ard Gorge. But after the Loch Ard crashed over there on the cliffs and the rocks, the chances of you getting and surviving out of all of that was very, very remote. And consequently, there was only 2 survivors. Imagine you're just driving up here, come to a dead end and you can park either side of the road. So from here you can either walk straight ahead to Mutton Bird Island or turn right here. It says Thunder Cave, Sherbrooke River and Broken Head. Most of those are closed, but it's an alternative way to see another view of the Mutton Bird Island. Just opposite me here is Loch Ard Cemetery. Now that's 300 metres, and if you didn't want to walk that, what you can do is you can just do a U-turn here, follow this track back, and about 150 metres this way, you're allowed to park there and walk into the cemetery, which I think is either 100 or 150, so that might be saving on your legs, hips or ankles, or just if you're getting tired. And there is your sign to Loch Ard Cemetery. Certainly not 300 metres. Here we are, we're at the cemetery already. And that'd be lucky to be 50 metres. Okay, this is the all-important one. The Carmichael. Pretty hard to see what the year is. Probably 1878, June 1878 I think. Just over my shoulder is Mutton Bird Island. Pretty hard to see, but if ever you were to get the opportunity to have a look at the 12 Apostles instead of the normal way, which everyone looks that way, if you want to look the opposite way, you're getting pretty close to, you can just see some of them peeking around the corner there. I'm just going down for a wander at the Bay of Islands. What a beautiful sunset. Just to let you know, it really does happen. This big branch come down last night, and I'm standing next to it to give you some idea of what sort of what the size was. I can absolutely tell you that would make more than a scratch on either the car or the caravan. I don't want to get involved in politics, but I just thought it would be interesting for you to know the bit of what's going on in parts of Australia. So I'm in the Western District, love this area, just near Port Campbell. What's happening is the foreigners are coming in and buying farms. They're sending a rep, this is all allegedly, having spoken to a handful of people in different parts of the area, different towns in the area. What's happening is they're saying is the big companies are sending in a representative who shows an interest in buying the farm, and the previous farmer says, oh yeah, that sounds good, and the price is very generous, and the representative says, oh yeah, we definitely can do a lot with this farm, yeah, that'd be great, let's go ahead. So they'll sell the farm. Then tends to be German companies apparently, what they'll do is they'll come in and they'll just rip everything out and plant these gum trees. And what that does is it gives them, in Germany, it gives them carbon credits. So they're allowed to pollute in Germany, and because they're doing this the right thing and getting carbon credits, that makes it all right somehow. As I say, I don't want to get too political, but that's a shame. Apparently there's a lot of farms in this area that the average age is about 65 to 70 years old is the farmer. The kids don't want to do the farming anymore because it's pretty hard work and maybe from not that much reward. So the farms are being sold off. Germans are coming in and buying them, the carbon credits, and yeah, we're losing that part of the Australian culture. Hello. This is my campsite. This is the cow/bull. I'm rather caught in the storm here. I'm out at a free camp by a lake, and winds come up, rains come up, and I've got to try and batten everything down before something gets damaged. Anywho, I'll get back to you shortly. Well, there you have it, another adventure from Melbourne to Port Campbell via either Colac or the Great Ocean Road. What a trip. And now, if you found the video helpful, useful and or entertaining, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed, I will keep waiting. And if you think the video is worth sharing, that too would be great. And until next time, this is Paul Wheel Drive signing off.